a few screenshots, no PowerPoint, but I'd like to start out with why I got the idea. I've got two kids, 9 and 5, not that, something like that, and sometimes I think they should see a big city somewhere, Odense, half big city. So I take them, and pretty soon they're like, Aah! They don't want to go. So I'll start telling stories. Yeah, I can tell some really nasty stories about Odense. The St. Knut who was decapitated in the church. Problem is, I'm not that good a storyteller. So pretty soon they'll start crying again, and I'll give them my phone. And that wasn't the idea. That wasn't why I took them to Odense. So I've started making an app. It's called Once Upon a Time in Odense. It's a pretty simple idea. I want to bring the fairy tale back to Odense. I would like to wave my wand and have all the fairies back, but I can't. So instead, I will try to use augmented reality. How do you use it? When you come to Odense, the city, let's say it's a kid, I give him my phone, turns it on, better not do this, it will just crash. And then he'll see, suddenly, let's go to the end, they'll start, sorry about the pictures. It should have been different pictures, but I had a bit of a fight with the program. Suddenly he'll see fairy tale figures in the street. They'll talk to my kid, ask him, do you want to hear a story? Should I tell you a story? If you walk this way, you can see the statue of the fairy tale I'm in. I can tell you the story while you walk. When he chooses one of the figures, one of the characters, it starts, not the figure, not the character, but there'll be the fairy tale read loud while he walks. He won't have to go, he can go with the phone and look at other things, but he won't have to. He can put it into his phone, just have his earphones. When he has to turn, or if my app wants to get in contact with him, they'll speak to him. Until you've chosen a character, the characters will fight for your attention. But of course, the moment you choose a character, the other characters will fade to the side. They'll still be there looking to see if you change your mind, but they won't talk to you anymore. There's also, that's the next step, the possibility of gamification. Find all the characters from a fairy tale. All the fairy tales all the side, and you see a character, hey, that's for, I don't know the English titles. Fyrtøjet. And then you drag it over, and you've collected that one. And of course, you can just go around with your phone, tablet, and enjoy the fairy tales being back in Odense. Perhaps some grown-ups have lost their fantasy, don't want that. So in the app, you can choose if you want a fantasy version, the child version, or the grown-up version. The grown-up version will tell you about architecture, museums, historical events, whatever. But still, it'll be the child who reads with his fairy tale body. And of course, there will be, for grown-ups, toilets, parking, so on. I have used I think it's 14 statues that's in Odense. Hans Christian Andersens 14 statues as the framework. So each statue is a point where the figures go from and lead you to. The reason it was so easy is because they are in the data sources we got. The grown-up information I was thinking of taking from historical atlas, also a data source, and then there's the geographical service for toilets, parking, and so on. And then this is nothing I came to think of this yesterday evening when I made my pre-pitch about linking to the literature for the fairy tales, so that you have, as a grown-up, you can say, your child liked that story very much. Okay, we'll drive by, they've got it at the library, we'll drive by, pick it up, we'll read it tonight. So you have that natural, I don't know the English word, 1 second. Technical augmented reality, actually, most of the time it works. Let's try. Can you see it? Looks awesome. I've got a problem here because all the statues are in Midtown. So there's actually only one way and they're all in one big chunk, yes. So I put in the Little Mermaid over there. That's her. Somewhere over there. You can look at the radar in the corner. If you click on it, there's only one fairy tale right now, but if you click on it, it will start reading aloud. And it will give some additional information about the statue. Of course, it uses GPS to localize where you are, so it can give the information that's useful where you are. Uses the camera, since you're looking at the world through the camera, and pretty much all of the sensors it can find use what's it called? Compass to find out where you're taking the camera. It uses tilt to find out if you're pointing up or down. And of course, as there are futures in words, it should be made in other languages as well. I think that was pretty much it. That was the extra information that can be elaborated. Questions?
What are you based? What's the what technology for the AR on that?
Technology, that's a framework called Pro Android AR.
You're aware of layer, aren't you?
Yeah, but that's you have to pay.
You talked about sort of mapping out positions like statues and things. Have you thought about using any market recognition?
Actually, we talked about it a little earlier. Yes, yes and no. I'm not sure if the image recognition, picture recognition, is good enough to recognize the statue. If it is, that would be obvious.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could take one of these tiles and make the pattern you use. So that's a way to go by. One thing I forgot actually in the same conversation, we talked about the possibility of being photographed with the character. So when you get within 30 meters of the statue. It's in full screen, and the child can go and stand and have his or her picture taken with it.
Do you see this as more of a guided experience for parents and their children, or do you see this as something the children do on their own?
Parents and children.
Parents and children.
It's. I'm not thinking teenagers.
No.
I'm thinking younger.
Yeah. Do you have you thought about if you've got young children in town, and clearly they have a certain threshold about how much walking they can do and how engaged they are. So have you thought anything around solving that problem with your app and the concept?
It says how long there is to. You can see it over there. It says how long there is. I thought about the possibility of putting in the cafes, restaurants, and so on, so that you could say, okay, we're going there. Here's a restaurant or somewhere we can sit down and have a sort of break. But it's not a guided tour as such. It's, you know, the books where you start to read and then you have to make a choice. If you make that, you have to go to page 20, and it's kind of like that. It's 2 kilometers most of the time, 1 to 2 kilometers, and then you have to make a new choice. You can change in the middle of a story if you want to.
You've got a branching narrative in that, basically.
What?
You've got a branching narrative. It's just a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Just welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.